hear it, or we'll hear it on the 26th. Okay,
Thank you, Your Honor.
thank you. Case, People versus Christopher Gilmore.
And then on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor. Wendy Burnwell standing in for the attorney of record, Kareem Johnson.
Good morning.
Your name, sir?
Christopher Gilmore. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. And you have no objection to Burnwell stepping in?
No, no, sir.
All right. All right, what are we doing?
Your Honor, Mr. Johnson has indicated that he received all discovery and he wishes to set exam dates on both cases.
People have the witnesses available on the 17th.
My best, Your Honor.
You said June 17, Judge?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
When did
Preliminary examination in these matters in person, June 17th, 2025, 9 a.m. That is before Judge Moore.
Permission.
Thanks today. If I can leave.
Your Honor, there's an ongoing discussion because my client wishes, Mr. Johnson's client wishes to have permission to leave the state. However, I'm indicating to him that the court would want that in writing. And the court would want
What's
defense
his
counsel,
purpose for leaving the state?
right?
Your Honor, I'm about to turn a new leaf, Your Honor.
Pardon?
Can't just,
I'll-
the case has to be resolved.
All right.
You just want to leave the state?
Yes, I'm tired of getting in trouble. My summer, I don't want to spend my.
You don't like the great mittens
Okay.
of the north? Go ahead. You just want to leave the state while criminal charges are pending? Probably is not going to happen.
All right, thank you so much.
Yep, okay, great. That's, glad we're,
Can't do it.
thank
I
you.
have a good one. Yeah.
That was easy. Court calls the case, People versus Marvin Sullivan.
Ready, Your Honor. Andrew Childers appearing on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
James Fifelsky appearing on behalf of Mr. Sullivan, who is approaching. Can you state your name for the judge, please?
Marvin Sullivan.
Your Honor, at this time, we will ask the court to set this for a preliminary
All
examination.
discoveries complete.
Yes, Your Honor.
People have their witnesses available the 17th.
Is it any way possible to go 1 week to the 24th? And I will represent the court. I understand that Mr. Sullivan has a hearing in front of Judge Conlon on an extradition on the 25th. So I don't think this would be holding him any longer than on this case that he would be otherwise.
I'll leave it to the court's discretion.
Preliminary examination in person, June 24th, 2025, 9 a.m. before Judge Fresh Hour. Bond continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court does call the case of People versus Alexander, is it Bounds?
For Douglas for the people.
Attorney Kara Rosengren, under the supervision of APD Stephanie Cannon, on behalf of Mr. Bounds. Mr. Bounds, could you state your name for the court?
Alexander Bounds.
Your Honor, we're requesting that the court set a date for Mr. Bounds' preliminary exam.
All discoveries complete.
Yes.
People have their witnesses available the 17th. Preliminary examination in person, June 17th, 2025, 9 a.m. Actually, that's at 12 noon. That is before me.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Bond continued. Thank you, sir. That's in person.
Yes, sir.
Court does call the case of the People versus Elliot Kazan.
Ready, Your Honor.
Ashley Lonnie for the people.
Oh, you're still here.
I return, Your Honor.
Oh. Picking
Joe,
picking up knowledge. I'm sorry.
Joe Simon on behalf of Mr. Kazan. Your Honor,
Your name, sir?
Elliot Kazan.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I may request approach the bench, but I'm a little afraid. The last time we were here, we were about ready to enter a plea. Then we had our bond issue. The people have maintained the offer. My client wants to accept it. But could we approach briefly?
Yes, you can.
Thank you.
Oh, it's both you two.
Yeah, that's all. And to be clear, Your Honor, my client did fill out previously an advice of rights form that
How
I
do you
reread.
equate that with riding lawnmowers? Right, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. My client did previously fill out an advice of rights form, but I re-reviewed that with him. And he knows that he previously filled out a sentencing judge waiver, but he also knows, I've reviewed that with him as well. Please try to introduce, please.
All right, the plea form in this case indicates that the defendant will be pleading to 3 charges. That he will be pleading to the possession of a firearm under the influence, the actual stated count 3, as well as an addition, and that's the 93-day misdemeanor. He will be pleading also to operating while visibly impaired first, a 93-day misdemeanor. And will be pleading to attempted possession of a loaded firearm in a motor vehicle. And I believe that's a 1 year. It's not on.
That is a 1 year, Your Honor, and I do believe mandatory forfeiture is a component of the offenses the defendant will be pleading to as well.
That's 1 year. Fines on that are,
1,000?
yeah, I think so. I think that's right. All right. And then counts 1 and 2 would be dismissed. And
The people are agreeing at the time of sentencing not to.
no upfront jail if defendant remains compliant.
Correct.
Okay. All right. May I have him sworn?
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I do.
State your name.
Elliot Kazan.
All right, sir. It is this court's understanding that you are going to be pleading guilty to 3 misdemeanor charges. Is that your understanding?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. First charge is a stated count 3 of possession of a firearm under the influence. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, a $100 to $500 fine plus court costs if you were using and or discharging the firearm. Also mandatory forfeiture of the weapon or device. You understand this?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Also, this court's understanding you're going to plead guilty to the charge of operating while visibly impaired first offense. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, $300 fine plus court costs. Court could order rehabilitative services or any community service support deems necessary. Court could order your vehicle immobilized. Court order you to pay the cost of the prosecution as well as the cost of any emergency governmental services. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Also, count 5 of attempted possession of a loaded firearm in a motor vehicle. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration or $1,000 court costs. You understand that? And also mandatory forfeiture of the device. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You also understand, sir, that while I'm taking your plea, I would not be your sentencing judge, and you would be sentenced before Judge Freshour in the 14A3 District Court.
Yes, Your Honor.
Understanding all of that, you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. To the charge of possession of a firearm under the influence, how do you plead?
Guilty.
To the charge of operating while visibly impaired, how do you plead?
Guilty.
To the charge of attempted possession of a firearm in a motor vehicle, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, Your Honor.
You signed an advice of rights form previously, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any questions regarding those rights?
No, Your Honor.
Please look at paragraph 5. Those are your rights, which are part of a trial. You understand by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, Your Honor.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead?
No, Your Honor.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No.
You're doing it
Yes, Your Honor.
of your own free will
Yes, Your Honor.
and because you believe that you are indeed guilty of these offenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
June 22nd, 2023, at the location of Jackson Road near Stabler Road, Scioto Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, were you operating a motor vehicle?
Yes, Your Honor.
Prior to operating that motor vehicle, did you consume intoxicating liquor?
Yes, Your Honor.
What'd you have and how much, if you recall?
5 to 6 beers.
Were you stopped by the police or was there an accident?
I was stopped by the police,
Why'd they stop you?
rolling through a stop sign.
All right. Were you ultimately arrested?
Yes, Your Honor.
Were you taken to the station or hospital for a blood draw?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what were the results of that blood draw?
0.095 blood alcohol level.
Do you have any reason to dispute those blood test results?
No, Your Honor.
Taking everything into consideration on that date and at that time, do you believe that your ability to operate that motor vehicle was visibly impaired due to your consumption of alcohol?
Yes, Your Honor.
In that motor vehicle that you were driving, did you have a firearm in it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And where was it?
In the glove box.
All right. And did you have authority to carry that firearm in that fashion in that?
No, Your Honor.
And I think that's and at the time you were under the influence and you had possession of that firearm.
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel?
Was the firearm loaded?
No, Your Honor.
Well, actually, what?
Yes, yeah,
It actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was the
Yes, Your Honor.
firearm loaded?
yes, I had, yes.
All right.
In the magazine, not the chamber.
Yes. In the magazine, not the chamber. Yes.
Nevertheless, that constitutes.
Yeah. Same, yeah.
All right. Now, counsel, have I complied with the court?
I'm satisfied, Your Honor. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's pleas of guilty to counts 3, 4, and 5. Counts 1 and 2 are dismissed. Pre-sentence investigation and report is ordered at 14A3 probation. Sentencing in this matter will be. We're on the wrong thing. Yeah. Give me that sentencing date again.
June 16th.
Sentencing, June 16, 2025, 9 a.m. Fresh hour. All right, Esteban.
Your Honor, we are requesting the court reinstate my client's bond. His original bond was 5,010, or sorry, excuse me, personal recognizance 5,000. He was ordered to community corrections on to participate in sober link testing. The last time we were here, we offered to switch from that to a scram tether. That's our request, is to reinstate bond with the scram alcohol tether.
Anything from the people?
Your Honor, the people's concern is that the defendant not be consuming, so a scram tether will accomplish that goal at this time.
I'll reinstate the defendant's previous bond condition. So he set his bond $5,000 personal recognizance bond. The defendant is to be placed on a scram tether prior to his release. I will sign that order, and I know you're trying to work through that, so we'll sign it and make sure that it gets over there.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Court does call the case People versus James Sharp.
James Fifelski, appearing on behalf of James Sharp.
Mr. Sharp, can you state your name, please?
James Glenn Sharp, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we're asking the court to set this for preliminary examination. Mr. Sharp does have sentencing on a federal case on June 17th. We'd ask the court to set it for the 24th.
Is all discovery complete?
Yes, Your Honor.
Would the people have their witnesses available on the 24th? Preliminary examination in person, June 24th, 2025, 9 a.m. That is before Judge Washington.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
We'll continue. Thank you. Court calls case People versus Sterling Paris.